Hey everybody, welcome back to Beyond the Beard with me, Born Bearded Dave. How is everybody doing tonight? Hope everybody's had an amazing weekend. Hope everybody's doing great. We got a few people rolling in here. Once we get a few more people in, we're going to go ahead and start getting into what the topic of today's live is going to be. Um, might be a little bit on the deep side tonight, but I think it's something that's worth talking about. And I think there's a few people that are going to get a little something out of this. But kind of looking forward to this one tonight. Um, so yeah, we'll see how everything goes tonight, guys. So you know what? Let's go ahead and start off show with some of the niceties. Let me adjust that a little bit. It seems like it's cutting off part of my head. There we go. So yeah, let's go ahead and get some of the niceties out of the way. First off, guys, do you guys have any wins for this week? I know we were here on Saturday. A lot of us that are in here now were here on Saturday. Got anything new and upcoming that you guys have coming up that you'd really like to, get some well wishes for, or pat on the back? We like celebrating those wins with you guys, and we're gonna go. Everybody's saying hi. And I'm gonna go into saying hi to everybody that's come in here shortly. Don't try not to make sure I don't miss anybody here. It looks like we have 20 in the chat right now. If you guys wouldn't mind, as you're coming in, hit that thumbs up. That lets YouTube know that you are interested in what you are watching, and it really helps the algorithm. So, really do appreciate you guys a lot. Let's see. All right. So, first in is Chris. Chris, I appreciate you being here. I think you jumped in on this chat about 2.5 seconds after I posted it, man. I appreciate you being here. And of course, we got the dab. Appreciate you, man. And we got Ray's bearded in, bro. Appreciate you being here, Aaron. Hope everything is going well. Hope you had a good day at work. It seemed like it was a little hectic for you today, but I'll give you a call after tonight's show, and we'll kind of catch up a little bit. Tony, appreciate you being here. Hope everything is going great. Baker, brother, appreciate you being here. And if you guys are not following Baker, What's the Crack, make sure to do so. He's got some great shows. He is actually going to be featured on The Bearder Respect on Friday evening at 9 p.m. Eastern. So make sure to join in for that. Check out Baker, see what he's about, and let's show some support to him. Viking Papa, appreciate you being here. Randall, appreciate you being here, brother. Hope everything is going well. And here is Donnie. Donnie, appreciate you, man. And I think I got Tony in here. Okay. Romy, appreciate you being here, brother. Hope everything is going good. And let's see, we got Miss K joining in from work today. Appreciate you being here, babe. And I hope work is going well for you. CBD, appreciate you being here. Hope everything is going well. We got Miss Ellie. Ellie, appreciate you being here. I hope everything is going great. Roger, appreciate you being here. All right. And we got Ray Smokey. I appreciate you being here, man. Hope everything's going well with you guys. You and Jess. I hope everything's going well. Dennis, appreciate you being here. Hope everything is going great for you. All right. Now let's see how far behind I am. I might be a little bit far behind you guys. Yeah, anytime, Baker. Anything we can do for you, man. Is this the raid? Are we doing it right? Let's see. Make sure I didn't miss anybody here. I did. Jess, appreciate you being here. Hope everything's going great. Probably accurate. Right. All right. Still waiting for the crack to show up in my ML box. Kenny, appreciate you being here, brother. Hope everything is going well. We got Chris from True North. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate all the support you guys show and the love that you guys show to the channel. And just know it goes right back to you guys. John Smallbash, appreciate you being here, brother. Hope everything is going well with you. Let's see, Tony, True North. Yeah, definitely do a favor, smash that like button. Let's see. Everybody's saying hi. Everybody's saying hi. I think we are caught up. All right, guys. So just got done asking for the guys that are coming in. Do you guys have any wins for the week? I know it's kind of short between Saturday and Tuesday. But if you've got any of those wins, we'd really love to hear about it. And we are going to kind of throw some of the stuff that we throw in the end of the show. We're going to kind of pull that into the beginning here. There is some things that I want to kind of bring up tonight. I want to get out. Tonight might get a little bit deep, but I'm kind of looking forward to it as well. So at those, yeah, I forgot to take them off after her live, but that's all good. Those are some of the renditions that Busy Bee Collective actually takes care of in the background there. If you guys are interested, let me know. Conditioning day today, Dave. It will be tonight. Tonight's my stripping night, so I will be doing some conditioning tonight. Let's see. Yeah, nice cup placement. Yep, it was like right after Baker's live. And you guys make sure to check out that replay as well. You get Busy Bee Collective on there talking about her products and just kind of talking about where she wants to see the company go. So it's awesome. Yep, win for the week being on What's the Crack. Yep. Yeah, we accidentally left those. Yep. All right, guys. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and start off with this. Let's go ahead and shout out some of those companies that we all love and adore. Let's see what you guys have in beard today or on skin for these ladies. They're in hair. Love to hear about what you guys have in beard. Tonight I have BHT Deep Water Spice. I haven't used that one in a while, and I'm kind of kicking myself for not using it in a while. But all right, so we got TNBC the Quest Oil, nice. TNBC Wake Up, all right. We got Chief in tonight. Chief, appreciate you being here, and he has got the Crusher Creation in beard, nice. Small Batch Blood and Timber, very nice. TNBC House of Wolves, EDC Oil, Lee. Yeah, Lee's got some great product. He really does. Yeah, one of my favorites from him is the Buzz Cut and the Himalayan. Really like Himalayan as well. True North Auld Lang Syne, nice. Jeff Harmon, I'm not sure if I missed you or not, but appreciate you being here, brother. Let's see. Everybody saying hi to Chief. True North Wicked Citrus Oil and Butter. That's awesome. Blackjack for Aaron. Oil and Butter. Cold Front from TNBC. We got Fireside there. All right, nice. From Live Bearded. I believe that's Live Bearded, right? Let's see. About to shower, going to use West Coast Elixir from Beard Death. We'll follow up with some oil right after. Nice. All right. Everybody's saying hi. Got a pretty good list there, guys. Some scent profiles and stuff I'll definitely be writing down because after these lives, I do go back through them, just kind of take down some notes and look into some scent profiles and everything else. So that's awesome. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, you got top 10 Baker. Yep. Man, that was a good time. every time something like that gets mentioned, I'm just kind of taken back to Worlds. That was an amazing time, guys. Mark, appreciate you being here, brother. Hope everything is going well. All right. All right, guys. So, for the guys that may not have noticed the title of tonight's live stream, it is, when someone else's choices changes your life. And, we're kind of going to get into that a bit. And it's more about the choices that you have that other people make that you have no control over. Um, I've been in this situation, very rough situation, and I just kind of want to get it out there and let's talk about it a bit, and kind of talk about some of the things that I had to learn going through that process, and how it affects us, and some of the things to watch out for, some of the things to look for. And we're going to get into that here in a bit. I appreciate all of you guys being here, rocking with 22 in here on a Tuesday night at 10 p.m. Kind of a late night tonight, but appreciate you guys being here. And, I mentioned this on every live, I think, but, Tuesdays and Saturdays are the days that I look forward to the most out of the week because I'm in here hanging out with you guys. And we can get a discussion going and we can just enjoy just being part of the community and being there for each other. And I want to tell you guys as well that on Saturday's show when Aaron was on, all the support that you guys are showing him, I can't thank you guys enough for that. And I know he is he's very thankful as well. And man, it's amazing to see the community pull together, if for nothing else, to help push each other along. I mean, we just recently had an auction for 30 Spray J. That turned out well. So yeah, I mean, the community just coming together to help each other. It's an amazing thing. Bearded Chief, okay, please keep Tactical Santa in your thoughts. We definitely will. All I know is that he was supposed to be on the auction last night, and he had a family emergency at the last minute. So definitely keep Dino, Tactical Santa, in your thoughts and prayers, guys. And I'm sure that when things settle, I'm sure Dino will kind of let us know, kind of how everything's going. So just keep them in your thoughts and prayers. All right. Let's see here, guys. So let's go ahead and start getting into this tonight because, I don't know how long this is going to take. And I'm just going to kind of throw this out there to you guys as well. Some of these topics I may kind of brush over quickly. A lot of these topics kind of hit home for me. So some of these are a little harder to get out, but I do want to get into it, and we're just going to see how it goes. It could go, this tonight's could go for an hour. It can go for an hour and a half. It can go to 2 hours. I think you guys that have been here for some of the deeper ones, they kind of take it out of you emotionally sometimes. So, but we are going to end on a high note, and let's get into it, guys. So if it takes me a minute to get to your comments, guys, it is because I am going through my notes, and I will definitely get with you guys. You guys have any questions? You guys want to comment on what's being said? Definitely, please feel free to do so. All right. So to get into it tonight, guys, I want to do this show about when you can't control somebody else's decisions that directly impact your life. So, this is not going to be about blame. It's not going to be about dragging names. This is going to be about strength when life is outside of your control. It's about finding that strength, right? So what do you do when somebody you love makes a decision that tears things apart and you can't stop it? We can kind of get into examples. there's a lot of people that have been involved with significant others that have gotten into addictions, drug addictions, and things like that, where their decisions to continue outweigh their love for their family, right down to their kids. And that directly affects you. Um, Lewis, brother's going. How's it going? Just received True North Beer Care package today. Double barrel fire. That is awesome, Lewis. Appreciate you being here, brother. So, okay. So, it does directly affect you. There's only so much that you can control. We want to believe that love is going to equal that influence for them to get better. We want to believe that that effort will create change. And, we want to believe that that loyalty will bring back that stability. But, sometimes those decisions are out of your control, and there's really not much you can do about that. And sometimes that is the hardest thing to go through, because you want to be able to fix things. You want to be able to get help. You want to be able to get that family unit back together. But then you start getting into the point of, have you ever tried to fix somebody who didn't want fixing, such as, for example, years ago, guys, this was a long time ago. I was married previously, and drugs got into the mix. Let's put it that way. Decisions were made, and we try to hold everything together. We try to, for example, I went off and I tried to schedule therapies for her. Even family therapies for all of us, and it never really got to that point where that's what she ever decided that she wanted. But the more that was pushed, the more that she saw that I wanted to do these things to fix these things, that left me open for certain other things to happen. And we'll get into that a little bit too. And that's where it starts coming up with, yeah. And again, have you ever tried to fix somebody who wasn't ready for fixing or didn't want to be fixed, such as therapies and things like that? We're going to let that sit for just a second. Let's see. Let's get into some of these. It's a rough situation when a loved one makes decisions that are harmful in whatever aspect, and you can't say or do anything to change it. Right. That's true. You definitely can't. Hello, Milan. Appreciate you being here. It's just, but the desire to do so is still there, and sometimes that desire is so strong that it's the only thing you're really focused on. So I do agree with that, but on the other end, it's very difficult to let that go, because as men, we want to fix things, we want to bring things back together, we want to be that glue that holds the family together. And it gets to a point where the more that slips through your fingers, if you're not careful, that could feel like failure. And that's what I want to get into on this for. Let's see. I used to work at a place where there was a bunch of drug addicts. Drug addiction, as opposed to every other addiction, is double illness, and it should be hooked to a point of homeless. Yeah, right. And that's the thing, guys. I never once never once thought there would be anything in this world that would be more important to me than my own kids. And you'll hear a lot of people say it, especially when they're going through through therapies for their addictions. They'll say, hey, the love for my kids pulled me out of it. That's not always the case. Um, so yeah, um, it's daunting when that happens, and it's shocking when that happens. Still somehow find a way to get there. Right. All right. Absolutely. We are here to support in all situations like that. And I'm not saying, hey, if you have a drug addiction, I don't want nothing to do with it. No, I want to help as many people as I possibly can. But this is kind of on the other side of that too. Um, it's frustrating to say the least. Yep, it is. It is. And for sure, Dave experienced that myself with sibling and alcohol. Had to step away till individual hit rock bottom, and then stepped in when they needed. Nephew came to live with me for a time, right? And I think the hard thing is, we hear that and we hope that rock bottom comes and it comes safely. Um, but there's some out there where rock I'm sorry, they never hit rock bottom, or um, they got so used to their current situation that they just they're going on with life in a completely different direction. Learn that you can't help someone that doesn't want that kind of help, and there is only so much you can actually do. Yep. At a time we're on our own, worst enemy, and we feel feel or fear of failure on a part. Um, when at the end of the day, there are things out of our control due to no fault of our own. Uh, Absolutely. Had a loved one try and die by drugs. I've witnessed guardian angels firsthand. Absolutely, guys. And you know what? Uh, I believe that prayer could pull people out of so many things. And, I am a big advocate for um, suicide prevention and things like that. And I will say, you don't want to give up on the people that want the help. Um, and that's definitely kind of a rock bottom situation right there, Chief, in my opinion. The problem is a lot of people don't. They don't want to change. Or said looking on the outside, right? And that's kind of where we're going with it. We're not necessarily just kind of getting into a a bash fest on people that have addictions. I know many people that have addictions, and that live with those every day, and they've been clean. They've been doing everything that they can do to stay clean, and they're succeeding. So this is not a addiction bash. This is, I want to get into more of um the choices that are made, such as um, the choice to stay on drugs, um, to where it affects the other individual. For example, let's say um, a guy and a gal got married, and the gal uh, had already had has already had kids. Real dad wasn't involved. You met her very early on in life, early on in the little ones' lives, and you've raised them for years, and then that decision is made. So not only are you losing the person that has the addiction because of a choice that individual made, but now you're also losing children that you have raised for years, that you legally have um, no um, no rights to, um, regardless of how long you've been in their lives. It's things like that. And how do you cope with things like that, and how do you get, because it's things like that. If you're like, okay, I'm losing my marriage, I'm losing my kids, I'm losing my home, I'm losing this, I'm losing that. You as a lot of people can get into the habit of trying to fix things so much that they're destroying their own peace, and it's making it to where you're enabling the behaviors that are going on. And my two oldest friends succumbed to alcoholism. I tried help, but it didn't work. Absolutely heartbreaking, and it is, because you're on the outside looking in. You see the differences, and you don't want you don't want that for them, and you try to do whatever you can to prevent that. Um, Jay, brother, appreciate you being here, brother. And and this doesn't have to be, it doesn't necessarily have to be drug induced. It just has to be, hey, somebody made a decision that they no longer want to be a part of it, and they want something different. It's still going to affect you. Um, let's see. Like in Papa, when I first quit drinking, it was for myself. Then I drew inspiration from my wife. Now I stick to my promises I made my mom, and I'll never break that promise. Absolutely. Absolutely, guys. And, it's finding that purpose, it's finding that reason to want to better yourself, and that's the first point. And that's the point that, the people on the outside are really praying for. They're praying for that insight to, kind of smack them in the face and say, hey, look what's look what's being lost, and it actually matter. Um, so yeah, it's difficult, but and that's what I kind of want to break it down to is when does support, what is support versus enabling? With support, we try to encourage growth, we try to encourage accountability, and and trying to help when that effort is shown. Enabling, that's a little different. You're cleaning up consequences. You're absorbing that chaos yourself. You're sacrificing your own peace, and you get in that repeated rescue behavior. And what I mean by that is, um, another example. Things had gone to a point to where I'm in one place, she's in another, but magically there's a issue over here where she broke. This is happening. They need money for this, or they need a place to stay, or whatnot. And just you get in that repeated rescue behavior, and it's enabling, at times. Um, and what's important about that is the moment you sacrifice your own peace to maintain someone else's dysfunction, that's not love anymore. That's just enabling a sickness. And like we said in here, people have to want the help, and eventually they get there, most of the time. um, let's see. Picture, okay, Houston, yep. So yeah, it's and it's the real world constraints. You have, so let's say all this is going on in your home, and you want to find a way out of it, but there's financial limitations. You can't just leave this place and go to another place because your finances are going towards enabling certain situations. The family dynamics doesn't allow things to change because you want to spend as much time as you can with the kids while they're there. Especially when kids are involved, it's difficult, because you have that fear of losing everything. And And, and staying doesn't always mean weakness. Sometimes you have to do what you have to do in order to get to that point to where you can break away. Um, and sometimes you're just buying the time, and you're gathering your strength because it's not going to be an easy thing. It's rarely ever an easy thing to um, just wash your hands of a situation and start fresh. Um, Anybody that started fresh from nothing after losing everything, they know. And knowing that you have to do that after so many years, again, it's it takes strength to do that. So, so when is the point? When in the point in all this is where is it that you you stop trying to save somebody and you have to start saving yourself? Because a lot of people miss that mark. I missed that mark. Um, I let it bring me down so much that uh, other options were going through my head to escape it, and they're not thoughts that I'm proud of. Um, but you get pushed so much that you don't see an out, and you got to be safe with those sorts of things. You have to remember that at some point you have to stop enabling and you have to save yourself because you are just as important. Uh, So it's let's see. I imagine Aaron with some big headphones on. Now you don't have to imagine too much. I have some for gaming. I'll wear them someday. Yep, he does. Yeah, I could imagine being in that situation or what I would do. And that's the thing. I mean, there's so many people that say, well, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? Well, because, it's one of those things we have to prepare ourselves for too, right? Um, but there is a thin line there of where you start, how do I put this? There's a line there to where it's okay, you're helping, trying to help, and you're trying to do this so much and getting, the door literally slammed in your face to where you start getting the what's the use feeling. And you got to find that breaking point to save yourself well before then. Um, at the bottom and see the ladder now, and that's the thing. You look for that positive, look for that community that builds you, look for family that can help uplift you. Because I mean, in my situation that I was going through, my family knew the bare minimum of what was going on because on top of everything else, there was the shame that I lost everything, and so it's hard to break out of that and say, hey, I need help. But that's one of the strongest things that I did is got with my family, found the help that I needed. Brewer, appreciate you being here. Hope everything is going well. I think it would be different for everyone. It's hard to bail out when kids are involved as well. It absolutely is. It absolutely is. But some have already begun to be so set in their decision that it's going to affect you regardless, because they've already set their mind to it. You know, what you realize is that that person can't be helped and doesn't want it. It's time to step away. It is. That is the time. But man, I will tell you, it is hard. It is hard to do. Um, but having the support of your family and your friends and Yeah, I'm not ashamed to tell you, I definitely needed therapy at the time, just to keep my mind straight, because it was going to a very, very dark place, and it was simply because, this is who I am. Yeah, I'm the kind of person that wants to fix things. I'm the kind of person that will take blame for things that, you know, were completely out of my control. That I try to fix things and try to mend things and try to uh, just try to make things better. And, you know, there's some situations that you just can't fix, and that doesn't make you weak. And I preach my life. Yep. And this is one of the reasons why I wanted to bring this up, because I feel that this happens to more people than a lot of people care to talk about. It's not an easy thing to talk about. To be honest with you guys, I've been contemplating this discussion for the last few weeks. I when I originally put on Beyond the Beard, it is one of those conversations that I wanted to have. Um, but it's not an easy conversation. So, um, I was engaged to a girl who had a kid. It used to stay with me while she went to work. We got really close. I mean, I was changing his diapers all the time. Uh, all of a sudden, she didn't want to get married. Yeah, and and right there, guys, it doesn't necessarily have to be drug induced. It doesn't have to be addiction induced. It just, a simple decision that you have no control over. Um, and that's a hard thing to deal with. Is like, okay, somebody's making these decisions for you. Therefore, you feel that you don't have any control over it. And honestly, the only thing you really have control over is how you respond to it. And as a reminder, guys, you have to protect your peace. Um, let's see. Jay must be why y'all connected so easily. Yeah, and there's people that you meet in life that there's just that instant instant connection with somebody. I'm not afraid to or ashamed to say at all whatsoever that this guy right here, um, me and him clicked from the first message, and yeah, I absolutely love this guy, man. So um, not only did I lose him, but I lost him too. Still to this day, I don't know why. Worst best thing that ever happened though. Look at me now, and that's it. That's the thing, Kenny. It's going through what you have to go through, getting out when you have to get out, and knowing where that point is. It's protecting your peace. It's protecting your life, quite literally. Um, if it goes on too far. Um, yeah, but years later, I wind up running into Kay, and it is quite literally the best relationship I've ever had, that I can ever remember having. It's hard to see that that's coming down the road, when you're when you're in the mix of it, though. So, and it's setting those boundaries. The hard part is that emotional detachment, because you have to protect yourself. You have to accept the reality that some people are not ready to be fixed, um, and you have to protect your energy. You can love someone and still choose yourself. And let me say that again, guys, because that's if you think about that, that's powerful. You can still love someone and still choose yourself. Um, and we have to. And this isn't just for the guys. This is for the gals out there too that are running into similar situations where you know a partner has made a decision to uproot the life that you had planned. This goes both ways, guys. Um, but you get to the point where you want to rebuild. You know, um, because it wipes everything out of you. You're rebuilding your identity. You're rebuilding your own stability. You've learned those boundaries, and you learn things of, okay, these are the things that I will not go through again. Those boundaries are there, and eventually you'll find somebody that is going to fit right in there, and they're not going to push those boundaries. They're going to understand that those boundaries are there, um, and you're going to regain that control of your direction. And that's what the rebuilding is about. Once you get out of a situation, it takes time, guys. It takes time. It takes therapy. It takes knowing that you have people in your corner to be able to rebuild these things. And just regaining that control of the direction in your life is a very strong thing. And for us guys, like I said earlier, we're raised to fix, to lead, to stabilize, protect. But not everything can be fixed. There's strength in controlling your response to things too. Um, because sometimes it'll be push and push and push to try to make you the villain. Um, find that peace and learn to control your response because they feed off that. It's yeah. I think that says it pretty well. I'm sorry, guys, if this seems to be kind of jumbled up. It's a little different than I thought it was going to be. It's because things kind of pop into mind as I'm talking about this, and it kind of jumbles up a little bit. But I apologize if it seems like it's kind of going bouncing back and forth on sections. Um, I just want to say, you can't control somebody who's choosing chaos, but you can control whether you drowned with them or not. Now, granted, there are some people that will hit that rock bottom, and that can be helped all the way through, and that will see the errors of what's going on, and will see that they care enough to go to therapy, couples therapy, and work on fixing the relationship, um, as well as anything else that is going on. And there is hope for that. I don't want to say to any of you guys that there's no hope for that. There is. But certain situations call for a different tactic as well. And that's pretty much what I wanted to get through tonight. I mean, I'm up for any questions that you guys have, or anything that you guys want to talk about in this kind of a subject, or we can get on a completely different subject if you guys want tonight. Um, it's just one of those things that's been kind of weighing on me, and I kind of wanted to get that out there because I know there's a lot of people that are currently going through something like this. And it's difficult. And I want to let you guys know that there's a lot of things. You never be ashamed of your past. That story can bring somebody else to the light, and I firmly believe that. You guys have any questions? You guys are going through any issues that you just need an ear? I'm here. I am not a doctor, and I will wholeheartedly admit that. And there's times where I don't have the right answers. I don't have all the answers, but you know what? I know a lot of people that can get you those answers, and I can help direct you in the right direction. And I've got a good ear for listening. So if you guys ever need anything, please don't hesitate to contact. Um, I'm more than willing to just be an ear for you guys. And that's one of the things I love about this community. We've all been there for each other. Your own responses and choices are the only things you can control in reality. Absolutely. Yep. Viking Papa, I appreciate that. Let what you can't control out of your mind, and stress equals death. That's right. That stress can kill you. Um, and what's hard is if you get to that point where you don't see a future you. Um, Seek help before it gets there, guys. Um, because all the things that you're trying to do to help fix the situation and all the energy that you're putting into something like that, you have to reserve some of that for yourself. Because if not, you can make drastic decisions, and nobody wants that. So if you have to contact somebody that you barely know, from here, you got a buddy on here that you talk to all the time, you know, contact them. It's okay to not be okay. Um, find the help, or get to somebody that can help you find the help. Mike, yeah, everyone came into this heavy on late. Hope everyone is having a good evening. Mike, we're doing well, I think. We kind of got into the feels a little bit today. Kind of went a little deep tonight, but yeah, I appreciate you being here, man. I think we're gonna try to segue out of this a little bit. I think I appreciate you guys for allowing me to break into these kinds of conversations as well. Um, Sometimes these things just weigh on me, and yeah, I got to get it out and get it out there and share it to you guys, because it's sometimes you get a feeling that there's one person out there that can listen to this and know that there's hope, and that's the most important thing to me. If on the replay this helps one person, it's worth it. Remember to care for your heart. It holds the keys to your happiness. Absolutely. No problem, Chris. There's some things I didn't get into because I don't want it to be a blame game or anything else. But you know, everybody goes through something sometimes. And it's it's finding that out. It's finding that healthy path to a healthier you. And Donnie, I appreciate it. I do. And it just took time. It took a lot of time. I was lucky and fortunate enough that my son was there, and my biological son was there, and he kind of came in and said, "Hey, what you doing?" And it reminded me that there's more to life than what it was currently going on. And yeah, so there's always something to just get through another day. You know, when things like that happen, it happens. It's not about, hey guys, look to your future. What's going to be 10 years from now. No, just look far enough, just far enough, and just far enough is going to be what's going to get you to tomorrow. And then tomorrow you find another reason to get to the next tomorrow. And you just keep doing that, and you'll get there. You'll get there. All right, guys. Um, Again, guys, I'm sorry if this went a little too deep for some of you guys. I know, maybe some of you guys were not interested in this, but hey, my show. So I wanted to go ahead and get that out there. So, what are your guys' plans for the remainder of this week? Do you guys have any plans for the remainder of this week? Me personally, I am off for the next 2 days. I'm finally to my weekend, and I think I'm going to go ahead and do some relaxing. I'm going to possibly record a couple of videos, and then I'm going to probably go out to. I'm going to probably try to get out to Fresno to visit Papa Sofa and Aaron and everybody here for a little while. Yep. So that's what I'm looking forward to this week. Let's see. I appreciate it, Mark. 86,000 seconds. Don't waste it. Yep. It's time for a food segue. Got some planting to be done in the garden. Nice. That's one thing that I can't wait to be able to do. Don't get me wrong. I like the house that we're in, but it is a condo. There's no places for us to do gardens or really do anything external outside. And I'll be honest, I kind of miss that. And start drywalling the garage. Nice. It's dry enough to start doing that now? Let's see. Dave does squats at 3 a.m. Yeah, I might. It just depends on what's going on up there on the floor. Let's see. I'm off Thursday. Too bad we couldn't meet up in Fresno. Right. Well, if you ever wanted to come out to Fresno or up here, man, you're always welcome, brother. Which is going to lead me to a couple of announcements that we got coming up too, but I think I'm going to save those for Saturday. A lot of you guys already know that we're running a beer competition up here in Oakhurst, California. That's going to be, I believe, the second or third week. I want to say it's the third week of October, and we're really excited about that. My parents lived in Fresno for a few years. Yep. Tony, I appreciate you, man. I really do. Planter boxes. Yeah. That's they don't like anything outside. We can't even have any kind of storage out there. So, but we are looking to move and to get out of this particular place at some point soon. Probably, hopefully, within the next few months or so. So we'll see how that goes. Dave, that's what I like about you and the show. You normalize feelings and struggle. I can tell how many times I've been up to my neck in stress or felt like I was drowning and suffocating. Right. And, Lewis, I appreciate that. And, I think that's the path for breaking that stigma of talking about your mental health, talking about your health and talking about your feelings in general. Um, we need to normalize that. We need to normalize that. We've already talked about, we've already talked about the numbers, and they're too high. And if this is what it's going to take to start cutting down those numbers, then it's worth it. Viking Papa, yeah, you did a lot of the roads up here, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right, Viking Papa? And when it feels like there's no hope, I really does. Sometimes I talk with people through. Right. And we do worry about that. We worry about there are people that are going to judge, but there's always somebody to talk to, guys. There's always somebody to talk to. And remember, if you guys haven't talked to somebody in a while, make sure that you check in on your brothers. Because it just may be your call that reminds them that hey, people care. So ready to go, Dave and K's every other month. Well, we're definitely thinking about getting close enough to where that's a possibility, Jay. Sorry, Cave Day and I already excited. Yeah, because I think where we're talking about, I think you said it was about a, I'm sorry, about a 5 hour drive. So, and we are seriously considering that area. So, no, absolutely. And that's the thing, guys. It's you know, just know that if we don't answer right away, we will get to you. But yeah, break the stigma. It's not just about talking. Not just about talking in therapy, but sharing with your brothers and your partners or whoever. Absolutely. Absolutely. uh, I've stripped so many California roads. You'd have a hard time going somewhere and not driving over my work. Yep. Yeah, I remember you telling us about that before. I think you mentioned you worked on the road up here that leads to our small town up here. All right, guys. So I think we might actually get into the the food segue here because I'm curious. What do you guys have planned for dinner tonight or a snack tonight, or do you guys already have dinner? Because I haven't eaten tonight and I want some ideas. Striped, not stripped. Okay, well that's a little more information there, guys. Just let's definitely keep Dino Tactical Santa. We all know him. He's been in the community for such a long time. An amazing guy. Let's keep him and his family in prayer. And Dino, if you happen to watch this, brother, we're keeping our prayers open for you, man. Stanley, appreciate you being here, brother. Hope everything is going well. We had steak and potatoes. That does sound good, but I can't really. Well, I could cook. I'm not gonna throw anything on the grill tonight. Maybe tomorrow though. That actually sounds pretty good. Some bean tostadas with some sriracha sauce on them. I think the first time that I actually had sriracha, I actually mixed it with a little bit of ketchup to dip my fries in. I've been hooked on it since. I'm here, but I won't be talking. I'm in the plow truck. Sounds good, Stanley. Just be safe, brother, and I hope everything's going well with you. Um, we started probably about an hour ago, so feel free to check out that replay. And as always, man, I appreciate you. Yeah, the job I did in your town earned my own crew. Yep, yep. I tell you what, it definitely needed it too. And I there's some areas here that can definitely use some more love. So if you know who to talk to, let them know to fix some stuff. Popcorn, shrimp, pierogies, sauteed mushroom, onions, and peppers with the salad. That's what I had tonight. That actually sounds pretty good. You minus the mushrooms. I can do everything else but the mushrooms. Son and I went out for spicy miso ramen. You know what I've actually been craving? I've been actually craving some teppanyaki lately. I haven't had it in a while. But I will say, Kay has her fried rice down, and it's good. Sorry, brother. We had to get into a food segue of some sort, man. Um, roasted garlic flatbread, homemade pizza. Nice. They Romy, that plant powered, such an interesting mix. Right. Zachary, appreciate you being here. Hope everything is going well with you. And for the guys that are coming in a little bit later, we have been running for about an hour now, and we got a little bit deep in tonight's conversations. I'd appreciate if you guys were able to hit the replay on that and kind of check it out. It might be for you, it might not be, but yeah, I don't know how much longer we're going to be on tonight. Definitely got some plans for Saturday, and I'm going to run by Aaron, and I think we're going to probably, if everything goes right, I think we're probably going to be on a couple hours on Saturday night. So at least a couple hours, most likely. Um, and I want to announce something that is coming up, and we will announce that Saturday. Guys, remind me on Saturday about this announcement. It's something that's big that's happening for the 24-hour live stream, and it's huge, guys. And I think it's going to do a lot to help people. And but remind me on Saturday. Me and Aaron will definitely get into it and talk to you guys about that. About your shrimp and steak and your nagi roll for me. Nice. I really want sushi. If I ever figured out how to make homemade rolls, that would be my diet. Yeah, that's something I can't do. And it's not necessarily the flavor. I think it's the texture of everything just kind of throws me off. Okay, heated up a frozen breakfast burrito. Nice. Always a good to go when you don't want to cook. Yeah, I think I'm. I don't know. I might just wind up doing some ramen tonight, or just I don't know. I'll find something. All right. All right, guys. Well, we have been on for an hour tonight. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys get to the rest of your evening tonight. I have not tried nigiri on top of white rice. Yeah, I don't. So I can do fish as long as it's not a strong seafood flavor. Um, like lake fish, I can do lake fish quite easily. But if it has like a really strong seafood flavor, I can't do it. But as far as the sushi rolls, a lot of it is texture. Yeah, I got to get ready for work. Night shift this week. Well, I'll be working back on the night shift here in a couple days. Have a good night, man. Appreciate you being here, Mark. And Viking Papa, I appreciate you. All right, guys. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and let you guys run. I'm going to go ahead and grab something to eat and get some stuff together to do a couple of recordings tonight and get those prepped and ready to go for the next couple of weeks. I just want to say thank you guys for allowing me to talk to you guys and kind of get cleared out of what's on my mind lately. And it really helps me out. So I appreciate each and every one of you. And remember, guys, I am always here for if you just need an ear. All my contacts are pinned up above in the comments. All my socials are there. Feel free to contact me anytime. And if I don't have the answers, I can help find the answers. Not a political post, but it's cool seeing a lot of business beards on the State of Union addresses. Right, right. You know, and beards are actually becoming more popular, and even in the workplace, which is nice. Absolutely. All right, guys. With all that said, I'm going to say this. Remember, your mental health is a priority. Your happiness is essential, and your self care is a necessity, guys. I'm I'm just so excited to be able to be here with you guys tonight. And remember, you know, it's important. with all that said, guys, have a good night, and I will see you on Saturday. Love you.